Folks, what's up? Yo, very special guest on today. I titled this as an update and consult, just so you know. I really respect Chris's, this is Christopher Leon Johnson. You probably know him. He was actually a guest on my channel for a long time. We used to do a weekly show, but I tried to move to a weekday so we could get more viewers, and then somehow we just end up letting it slide. But not just, I want to get an update on his work, right, because I'm a huge fan of it, but also I want to get a consult, just like, found some things off of him because he has very deep knowledge of different elected officials and other things going on. So I really appreciate having Chris on the channel. I'll let him speak in a moment, but just want to celebrate Chris has finally been monetized by YouTube. Congratulations, brother. It's long overdue.
Yeah, I am. It's not bad. Nothing at all. It's okay. I mean, I appreciate YouTube for doing it for me. It took me a few years to do it. To be honest with you, I think it was because of the Susan Long rally. No, not that rally. It was because of the what was that situation? Her alleged biting of that officer. I got there after the fact, guys. That got me the boost of followers, so I appreciate that boost. It got me over the first finish line of being monetized, but the next finish line is getting 100,000 subscribers. That's my next finish line. So that's the first one to get 1,000. Next one's 100,000 subscribers, and that's it. But I'm reaping the rewards from monetization. Like I said, I gotta see how this works with monetization. Like I said, I wish I get paid a lot for this, but I don't. It's not about the money, but not bad.
Oh, that's obvious, man. You definitely put in work for such a long time. There's no question that you're very dedicated to this particular
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So look at, by the way, guys, I'm on my dashboard. I think from with this, like on my dashboard. So let me just put it over. So see, this is my dashboard here.
Okay.
For now, the most viewed videos are the Susan Long ones. So, and reaping rewards off my dashboard. You see here is advertising is almost $10 for advertising value. So I appreciate it. I mean, it's not bad. $10 can go a long way.
That's not bad, bro. Yeah. I mean, that's a start, right? I'm really happy for you. That's not bad, actually. I'm amazed. Yeah. I'm amazed that people even care about this Susan Ron thing because generally people don't care about Asian American issues. But it's being pushed in the algorithm for some reason, which is cool, and I'm not mad. The more that my friends get built up, the more better it is for me, right? So in the long run, so it's actually quite good. So there's actually, I definitely understand why you would actually, if the Susan Ron thing is blowing you up, so you would probably like examine what's going on there. But you do so much work. You've also done work with the Tax and Limousin Commission stuff going on. You also recently did stuff with the United Nations. I just want to get up because of the things that you work on. Unfortunately, I have so much of my own stuff that I'm working on. I don't really get to stay up as I met Raul. I think Raul is actually a very he's actually a quite effective activist in several different ways. And he actually even got, I think, arrested one time recently, right? Or he got a fine or something. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. I think that you were chased by some corrupt taxi guy who was him and his wife were trying to sit on a certain area. So you're doing a lot of work, man. So just respect to that. I just want to get an update on what else are you working on, or is that what you did I summarize everything, or you're always finding new stuff, man. So what are you working on nowadays?
Basically nothing. Doing basically nothing else. I'm still doing my thing. I mean, just doing my media stuff. I mean, I'm still trying to figure everything out. Like I said, but other than that, the same thing.
Okay. So about the Susan Wong thing, just so you know, I've been following Chris for some time, and he's always been he's pretty knowledgeable about the Asian American community. From going with me to protests at the CPC, right? Yeah, and the Asian American thing. He also has.
By the way, CPC, I know you're happy about Ye Chen losing.
Wait, which? Oh, Andy Ye Chen.
Yeah, what his name is?
Oh, I'm happy that guy lost, definitely. But he's actually pulled. Wait, who lost again?
Ye Chen.
Oh yeah, that guy. I'm happy that guy lost. Yeah, screw that guy. Yeah, that guy has no. I've never seen that guy really stand up for any cause that he wasn't told to. Like he's a complete like tool. He'll do whatever he's told. You know what I mean? I don't think
Yeah.
that guy believes in anything.
Yeah.
Really. And he's so fake about it. You know what I mean? It's quite
Mm-hmm.
disgusting. Anyways, but okay. So as in terms of like you've been covering Asian American issues for quite some time, and I love and respect you for that. I actually see you as a source in many ways, even though I'm Asian American. People might think that they want to come to me for information. I don't speak Chinese. I don't know Chinese. I would say that actually, in some ways, you know certain aspects of the New York City Chinese community better than I do. Just straight up, even though I look like Asian and stuff. That's just how much deep you've been in the work. So respect to that. So you know what? Actually, I just wanted to get your take today. I watched your live footage today. I was commenting a little bit, and I saw more Chinese people in one place in New York City than I've ever seen, like for a political event in my life. Would you say that that is accurate, or
Yeah.
because I was like, damn, this is huge. I saw it actually.
It was huge.
It as well, but I was like, wow,
surprised that,
yeah,
it was huge. I was surprised that it didn't fuck up. It didn't fuck up the signal, because you know how if you get so many people with one signal, with the same signal, let's say with the same servers, the congestion will kick in, and sometimes you can't even use your phone because everybody's in their area. I learned that 2 years ago during the abortion rallies. There was like 25,000 people because of what happened with the Supreme Court. I think they was trying to revoke Roe v. Wade, and they brought like 25,000 people at Foley Square. I was out there for that, and it got so congested, people was use their phones because the shit got jammed. So, you know.
So, like, I'm actually quite curious, right? Like, the thing is that there's other things that affect, like, the Asian American community. This is really affecting really only one Asian American community. I mean, it does happen to other Asian American communities. There are like other homeless shelters, like in Manhattan, Chinatown, that I know about, right? But this is really just affecting Bensonhurst, Chinatown, not really like other like Asian strongholds, right? So why, like, what do you think is like causing like so much mobilization on this issue of the homeless shelters and specifically Bensonhurst? Like, it's like, dang, like they really came out. Like, what do you think that all is? What do you think has them?
Oh yeah, what you said? I'm sorry, what you said?
Okay, so maybe like I was looking at the crowd a little bit, right? And sometimes the crowd is going to be people from like a lot of times like the nursing homes. You take a look at when there was that thing for the Ong brothers, right? What's his name? He died recently, Don Lee, right? But that Wave Crest will bring out their seniors from the senior center, and they'll actually pack it up, right? So I saw there was different things like the Fuzhou Association. That means like Fujianese people came out pretty strong, pretty deep. But who is where are all these people coming from? Are they all coming from Bensonhurst, or like
It's a big area. Sunset Park, Bensonhurst, and mainly Sunset Park and Bensonhurst. There's an Asian area of Sunset Park. I think it's believed at the 6th Avenue of Sunset Park. That's the Asian area. Then you have Bensonhurst. You have Grayson. There's a lot of Asians around here. That's an all new AAPI design district. If you understand about the 43rd council, the city council district, they designed that district mainly for an AAPI elected official. But what they were trying to do was, if you understand about the mapping change of 2023, the redistricting of 2023, what they was trying to do was they was trying to put Justin Brandon's district into Alexa Vila's district and have those two compete. But what they did was they made Justin Brandon and Ari Kagan compete, and we don't know what happened after that. So they had to make a district. They had to carve out Justin Brandon's district and a little bit of Alexa Vila's district and make an all new district. And technically, the district is the 43rd district. It's the all new 43rd district. Is a predominantly AAPI district. That seat was designed for Yi Chan. Yi Chan is the executive director for Homecrest Services. Homecrest Services, based in Homecrest, is based in Bensonhurst, is based in a lot of places. It's a senior center. One second. It's based in Bensonhurst. It's based in Homecrest. It's based in a lot of places in Southern Brooklyn. And basically, what they do is they do a senior center They're a senior center provider, senior care provider. Now, Homecrest has a lot of, they get a lot of government funding, they get a lot of discretionary funding, they get a lot of capital funding, they get a lot of political support. And it was ran by Don Yee, rest in peace to Don Yee, the late Don Yee. And what they was trying to do was to get Yi Chan into city council. The reason they were trying to get Yi Chan city council was because if Yi Chan became city council member, they would have got out Julie Wan as the chair of contracts and made Yi Chan the chair for contracts. And Justin Brennan would have been in a lot of power. He'd have been one of the most powerful people in the city. He's not, but he'd been one of the powerful. You're the finance chair and you control the contracts chair. Yeah, you'll be in a lot of power. You'll be a powerful elected official. But we all know what happened at that. Susan Zhuang won a Democratic primary over Yi Chan, and she ran a general election against Ying Tan, and Ying Tan lost. So now you have Susan Zhuang as the city council member. So that's what happened.
Interesting. I didn't even know about all this stuff. That's once again, that's why like I have the thumbnail titled as the consult, right? Because really, Christopher Leon Johnson really has knowledge on these things in a very deep way that I had no idea. Yet it's I had no idea about this finance contract stuff. That's quite interesting. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Why do you think, by the way, that's another interesting thing too, right? Like, I didn't really see, even though it seems like they seem mad deep out there, I didn't see Asian Americans for Equality. I don't see any of these other Asian American groups, right? CAV, right? Yeah. Why don't I see any of them there? I don't see Yi Chen, right? I did see I Wen Chu there. Where are all these people? Yeah.
Those organizations like CAV and those organizations, they're progressive. They work with the Working Families Party. They're not gonna be out there for that. They would not be out there for that. They wouldn't be out there for that. They work with
the Working Grassroots or something? Like what wouldn't they want to take advantage of those populations?
It's too more moderate, conservative. The CAV is progressive.
Fighting against the shelter. Okay, I see. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, with that much mobilization, I mean, it's still an Asian interest. They cannot deny, that many Asian people are interested in the topic. They have to represent what the people want. They can't just go out and, that's kind of sad. That's what I think. Anyways, yeah, that's a lot of mobilization. All right. So, all right. Interesting. So if that's true, then, because I guess, what's the name? I Wen Chu is kind of more of a moderate, so that's why she's out there supporting it, I guess.
No, she has to run against Stephen Chan. Like I said on Twitter, and I said on Facebook too. The people over there, they're gonna support Stephen Chan. I don't think they trust her no more. She came out too late. I think people waking up to find out that she worked with Justin Brandon. Justin Brandon, I would call him Fester. He is a big supporter of that development at 2501 86th Street because he makes money off of that.
What development? Okay. And then you said that people don't trust what is it? I Wen Chu because she came out too late to oppose the shelter.
Yeah, and she would Brandon.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I did not know all that. Interesting. All right. So okay. What about like it's pretty near Chinatown where that event happened? Were any Chinatown groups of present at today's event? Because just Manhattan Chinatown also has some homeless shelters in there. They're also undergoing gentrification, some other shenanigans.
Yeah.
Are they working together in any way?
Yeah.
Okay. Which groups from Chinatown are coming in?
We said. Sorry, then let's kind of busy.
Oh, that's okay. Are there any groups from Chinatown coming into the area to do stuff?
I don't really know about that, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to you can understand being at that rally, right? They were speaking quite a bit of Chinese, and whenever I'm at those things, I don't understand what they're talking about when speaking Chinese. So I'm like, that's actually a big barrier to my own activism with working with Asian Americans. But so sometimes I know a little bit what they say. One word, two words there. My Chinese just not really there yet. All right, cool. So anything else really comment about the that you thought was interesting about this whole it's actually getting so much attention too. I was interested, people in the chat too. I think some of them are just finding your video by just seeing what's on the live stream, right? Yeah, they're not actually. Some of the people don't really seem to know what's going on, right? I'm not sure why they're clicking on the thumbnail, but I mean, they're there. I mean, your chat is live and active, so that's the people in the chat actually also didn't seem to really be talking about the actual event itself. They seem to be more interested in talking about Trump versus Kamala. You know what I mean? So it would seem strange that they're not talking more about the issue itself, right? Who's actually? It's interesting to see what's going on with the algorithm, but I'm happy for you. I think you're really overdue for your numbers. You're overdue for being recognized. And I hope that you can actually be more successful.
Yeah.
I think you're very knowledgeable. I think you deserve it, right? So, either way, all right, cool. Anything else you want to any other particular insights that you have about this whole situation going on with the I'm fascinated, right? It's so many Asian Americans coming out. I haven't seen this before of Asian Americans rolling so deep. So I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's historically significant. But once again, I don't speak a lot of Chinese. It's a slightly different community. Also, it's in Bensonhurst. It's like, it's not really connected to Manhattan. It's really a trek for me to go out to Bensonhurst. So I am out there sometimes. Also I've been on the train, right? Yeah, and I've been talking to Chinese people on the way in and out, and there's still not really that politically, like when I talk to people on the train, I'll be trying to politically activate them, and I'll tell you the Asian Americans are some of the people who least take my information to really learn about political stuff. So I'm hoping that there'll be a new awakening of political stuff for my people, but and just seeing that, like as we talked about at the beginning, one of the largest Asian American mobilization turnouts, in New York City history. I was like this is, I've never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? It's not affecting all of New York City, just one neighborhood, and they're all coming out that deep. Wow, like that's.
Swung. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you were looking at the footage right now of the other thing? Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm putting my Facebook guy a chance.
Okay. So is there anything else that you want to comment about this particular situation going on with this?
No, really not at all. Like I said, we just got to wait to the results and stuff like that. Then we can go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I just wanted to ask you about some other things too, if that's all right. I know that you recently did a bunch of stuff at the United Nations, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with? What's your connection to the United Nations?
I'm helping a nonprofit leader out with the United Nations. It's a great experience. It's great to learn about world issues. I appreciate that myself. It's going to learn about world issues. It gave me a different outlook on life, because it's just not just about here. It's more about what happens all over the world. It's big. It's way bigger than what people think it is. So I understand world issues. I'm not an international guy. I mean, this is just a start of it. Don't expect me to know anything big about international issues.
Okay.
So that's what I got to say about that.
One thing that I'm quite curious about, though, is right. Yeah, like once again, I really respect your work. I'm glad you're getting to speak at the United Nations. Maybe one day I can get in there. But one of the things is that there's events were held at the Church of Scientology. I'm like, why is the United Nations like doing stuff with the Scientologists? Like, what?
There's no problem with that. To be honest with you, there's no problem with that. I mean, they work with the synagogue, they work with the Jewish people, they work with the Jewish synagogue, they work with the Muslim mosque, they work with the Christian church, they work with the Catholic cathedral, they work with the Buddhist temple, they work with
are you talking about the not-for-profit? Are you talking about the United Nations, or who are you talking about?
United Nations. They work with all religions. There's no problem with that. There's no issue with that. I mean, it's no problem with that at all. I have no issue with that.
Okay. It just seems a little strange, right? Maybe they're donating their space and time or something, right? Yeah, maybe this is Scientology. Maybe that's all it is, right? If they're just a convenient space. I know they do have an area by Times Square. Maybe it's just convenient, right? So not really sure, but it was just that was just a little surprising to me. Also, I want to ask about so like this whole entire like Palestine Israel stuff is going on, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And I know that when I interviewed you on my channel about your about just you yourself, right, just learning about different activists, one of the people that you said you were most inspired by was Linda Sarsour, but I haven't really seen or heard from her in any real visible way right? Maybe I think she's doing stuff here and there, but you would think that she would actually be like thrust to the front. Like you would think that there would be like, I don't really, you get what I'm saying? Like, why is she so quiet? And why are the other people like really kind of like talking about her or, thrusting to the front of the scene? You get what I'm saying?
I don't think she really. Look, the key. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I found out this stuff, and I don't really care about this. I leveled out of that. I moved on from that. I don't really care what the Palestine people do or what the Israel people do. I support Israel. I long live Israel. But I'll make this clear that the people that are doing the Palestinian stuff, they never fucking grifters, and the people in the Israeli side, they're grifting too. This is all about money. This is all about making money. This ain't about freeing the hostages or freeing Palestine from liberation. This is all about just making money and getting famous and trying to sell books and shirts and stuff like that. I don't really care what they do on both sides. I don't really follow that shit no more. Like I've been out there. I show myself waiting for October 7th. The guys and gals trying to come in and stuff, they just damn grifters and all they care about is the money. So why should I care about? Why should I really follow what Sarsour does? I respect Sarsour. I respect her. She helped me out a lot of times when I needed help. So I'm not gonna go against her. But like I said, majority of these people, these guys and gals, they just jump in the stuff because they see it was the money. It's the money, it's the cameras, it's the radio shows, it's selling shirts, selling books and shit like that, merchandise. It's a grift. So I don't really care what people that's trying to grift want to do. Like let them fight each other. I don't give a shit. I'm not going after that. I'm too leveled up for that. I got better things to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say.
Like just for myself, being Korean American myself, I just want to say that I do feel like I understand some of the issues going on there with the manipulation that happened after World War II, but also want to also back up Christopher Leon Johnson. I know a lot of people will be very angry with this, right? They're going to be like, oh, he said long live Israel, now he's scum, blah blah blah, all this bad stuff. But I myself have had very similar issues. I've been a long time Palestinian supporter, but the thing is that you can see that you'll see that a former Israeli defense soldier came on the channel, other people interacting with me. We're the and there's a couple Palestinians out on the streets that I meet once in a while, right? Will say they support me, something like that, but none of them are coming on the show. None of them are really organizing with me or building with me in any concrete way. I challenge anybody to make a difference on that particular scene. So I understand the frustration there. Maybe not the same, maybe we don't have the exact same frustrations, but Christopher Leon Johnson is not wrong in saying that there's a lot of weird stuff going on both sides. And I do believe that, unfortunately, that the Palestinians are being manipulated to a certain extent. And to tell you the truth, those people have been through a lot of poverty and violence, and it's affected who they are as a people. And you'd be mistaken to not think that they are they're not like you and me, right? They're not. They've been really suffering for a long time. So it's happened to Koreans too, even though it's not acknowledged, right? So sometimes people say I'm a little out there, yeah, because my parents went through a war and they got all messed up, and I had to deal with a lot of those issues. And I met Palestinians. There was actually a guy who raped a young girl on the block, and they talk about that happening in Europe. I've seen that people that I know and have met in real life, and I'm not saying they're all like this, but they're deeply affected by the poverty and the war and the stuff that messed up. A lot of them didn't come out right, and that's what we expected. So
yeah, I mean, to keep it. Let me tell you this right now, right? And I made this clear, right? Like I said, there's certain people that are respecting this shit, and then there's certain people like when you get to learn these people, it's like, nah, I don't fuck with them. None of these so-called leaders in this shit like Nurdin Kosani and they don't care about their people. They just care about getting paid. Like I said, there's a lot of money in activism. There's a lot of money in nonprofits, and there's a way you can get paid, and there's a way you don't get paid. But the way they're getting, it's just like
I'm a master of not getting paid. You're damn right. There's a lot of money in it. All the people say, "Oh, there's no money in it." Shut up. There's a lot of money in it. But
there's a lot of money in activism. A lot of money in nonprofits. You can make money through Cash Apps, Vimos, and Zellies, and PayPal payments, and Stripe. You can make money through fucking subscriptions. You can make money through OnlyFans. You'd be surprised about that. You can make money through selling T-shirts, selling.
Talk about money making. Actually, you recently shot me You know, I almost went to the event. Project 2025. Ooh, that's a big time money maker, right? Yeah. What's
Yeah.
what's going on with that whole
All right, so Project 2025 is it's a concept that was designed and made by the Heritage Foundation, and
Yeah.
basically they're trying to get their policies and stuff through the Trump administration. And like I said, I was planning on attending that yesterday after I went to this event supporting a friend of mine in Queens. But I just didn't feel like going. I was just tired as fuck, and I wanted to go home. But when I saw the photos and stuff like that and the videos, I was like, I dodged a bullet. I mean, like I said, these people, like I said, I saw the organization that was trying to protest get part of 2025, like Moms and Men. I respect people, Moms and Men action, but you have Vocal New York, you had Equality New York, you had a lot of these progressive organizations. Like I said, they just kept on making money and getting camera time and shit like that. Um, it's just a lot of bullshit. It's just a lot of fuck shit that happens. So it's like
the
I
way
see what
the way Project 2025 got big, like when we talk about Taraji Henson and all these other things, it really feels like it's actually manufactured, like you know, on both sides. I feel like it's instead of talking about the issue that we really have, right? Yeah, someone said, "Oh, this is what's important, and this is what you should be focusing on." Would you agree with that or not really?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but like I said, it's a grift for a lot of these organizations. It's about making money. And you gotta remember, we're like 100 days less left to election day. So don't be surprised that you see a lot of shenanigans with them, especially pushing 90. So okay, Mr. 12 Bills, what's up, 12 Bills? So the way you get paid, these guys get paid is they get the media attention, they plug it the right way, and then they sell, and then they sell the foot. They get people to buy in. They get people to buy in. So just the way these guys make money, and they sell somebody. They pitch it to organizations and donors and stuff like that.
Okay, and let me tell
Yeah.
you
Oh,
one of
by
the
the
ways that
way,
we get paid, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking. By the way, with unpaid staff. This is my advice, right? This is my advice. I think, like I said, I don't know it was true or not with that Shanna Harmergo situation. Like I said, like I learned that the hallway. I got paid, but with this certain people, like I said, like I will never ever work for them unless they're gonna pay me the same day for my work, because some people, when you deal with, like, when you work on campaigns, political campaigns, they're people like they just can't be trusted. Like, you gotta tell them, like, look, let's you go pay me the same day, or unless I can really trust you, I'm not gonna work for your campaign. Because you get it time and time again where people, they try to get you to work on your campaign. They say, I'll pay you, but when it's time to pay you, they don't want to pay you. Just like they always tell, all right, we can't. It's just like on top of that bullshit. So it's like you gotta be careful with that. So
Talking about getting paid, actually, this just flashed by my didn't Eddie Gibbs actually? He actually, I think, some numbers show that he paid $240 per vote. That's a lot of money
cool.
floating around somewhere. Eddie Gibbs
Cool. Eddie
spent
Gibbs.
$4 per voter per vote.
He had a tough re-election.
Two
There was
hundred
mostly
forty dollars per vote. That's a lot.
Yeah, he had a tough competition. He had Xavier Santiago. He's the chair for, I think it's Brook. What is it? I think it's Queens Brook Manhattan Community Board 8, something like that. So it will just it would just, he had a tough primary.
Okay.
So
And where does all of that money go though? That $240 per vote. Where, like, that's a lot. That's half a mil.
Consultants and lobbyists.
Consultants and lobbyists, yeah. And the consultants do what? The consultants get the signatures, right, for the people who are running for office. What else do they do? The consultants.
Get people on the ballot. They get people to get nonprofit support. They get people on TV shows, podcasts, stuff like that. That's what these guys and gals do.
Yep. So you heard that, 12 Dales? That's the key, right? So see what those other people are doing, right? The pod. I think that there's some shows that charge people to be on. I think that some guy named Ian was actually.
It's either you're going to pay or you got to pay to get on. It's just a lot of shenanigans. Like, nothing's free.
One Live TV told me that he was told that if he paid $50, he'd be on the Jimmy Dore show. So I was like, you know, payola and stuff, maybe, right? Yeah, that people want to get paid. So That is what it is. Interesting. So okay. And the thing is that now this tell you the truth, the national election cycle, a lot of the stuff is taken over, but in 2025, that's going to be when the mayoral race is happening here in New York City. Once again, I really deeply respect your knowledge and of the game. What do you think is going to come up for 2025? Do you think that anything that's going to find the race or any big issues that's going to be really going on?
I don't really know. You gotta look at ballot access. You gotta look at ballot access because that's where it's going to be at. Ballot access, and that's what's going to happen. Ballot access, and that's what matters the most.
Okay.
Other than that, you can never expect the unexpected. I mean,
and one thing that you got to do, right, if you want to get a paid position like Marquez Jenkins is, right, yeah, you got to silence certain people and make sure that they don't get access. So there's actually a hilarious video of Christopher Leon Johnson where Marquez is like following him around, like he wants to ask him on a date, but he's scared. It's bad funny. Yeah, you know that video that I'm talking about, right? He's all like following you around,
like at the city council's little rally they had complaining about the city charter revision commission hearings. They got mad that they couldn't move like I said, I know this is about. They're just mad that they couldn't move the goalposts how they usually move the goalposts. So that what they mad about. You know what I'm saying?
So he's playing he's agreeing to do certain things for the bosses, and certain things are getting talked about, certain things aren't, and he's trying to that's how you get the paid positions. You got to do actually some of the suppression work and stuff like that. They want to know that you're going to be a shill because you're safe, right? If you have your own ideas, if you actually want to help people, right, they might want to do the right thing in some ways, but what's most important to them is winning. What's most important to them is more than actually sometimes even, well, I would say almost always more than what's doing right is they want to win. That's like really their big dream. So you have to help them win, right? 12 Veils. So unfortunately, I feel like enough 12 Veils where you shouldn't be doing volunteering so much anymore. I think you're worth more than that, and I think you're holding yourself back to a certain extent by keep volunteering. It's time for you to level up and stop accepting the BS.
Yeah, go. What you said before, I was busy I'm trying to get this other video uploaded because it's like an hour to upload. But like I said, Wright was on, because his dad, Daddy Keith. I respect Keith. I met Keith. We watched basketball. That's how I talked to him. But Daddy Keith, Daddy Keith, got his son to run for his seat. And like I said, Daddy's county boss, so of course Daddy's gonna give son all the county support, which means he gets all the union support and stuff like that. That's why, what happened when it came to Carmen Quinones, county backed up Michael Lasher. I donate $1.57 to his campaign, so he can't say no. I donate to the campaign, bro. $1.57. Take that money, you probably spend it anyway. So, but Michael Lasher, Keith was backing Michael Lasher. That's why when she was trying to march with Yusuf, they didn't let her march because they knew she was running against Michael Lasher. So it was like it's kind of stupid.
And she's Puerto Rican.
No, it's not about being Puerto Rican. It's not about race.
Yeah, but she's Puerto Rican, but they didn't want to march with her at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Like, wow.
Oh,
wow.
Because she was running against Michael Lasher. This county is, Yusuf is part of the machine. Yusuf is a machine candidate, and Micah is a machine candidate. So of course they're not gonna let nobody against the machine walk against machine. It's just stupid. I mean, that's the thing. So
it says over here that Marquez advocates for nitrate. Just so you know, I don't think Marquez lives in public housing anymore.
No, you don't. I think he moved. He moved out public housing.
So when he says residents preserve public housing, he might not even be a resident anymore. So that's
no, he's not. He's not a resident. He works for Common Justice. I think he gets his main paycheck to Common Justice. Marquise is just a clown. Like, he can be used by everybody.
Well, yeah, so that's just very interesting. Yeah. So a little bit of catch up on Chris's work. You got anything that you said you nothing planned coming up? But the
not this week. This week. I'm just a little tired of talk. So
the Susan Juan thing feels a little bit weird to me.
It is
Uh,
weird.
yeah.
I think she gonna get away with it. Like with the she's gonna get away with the so-called felony assault. I think they will drop it, and she might just plea out to fucking ACD on the disorderly conduct and OGA. She'll just plead out to that, and they'll just move on from there because Eric
Um,
needs her support.
well, here's another thing,
Uh,
right? Like you were on site at the you know, I actually
but I
went
was
down to
there for
that
the
site
bite.
during
People
the
ask
weekdays.
me I was I was not there for the bite. If I wish I was there for the
No, no,
bite, but I
not
wasn't there
not
for
the
the
big
bite.
part. I don't. I'm not worried about that. That's a separate thing. But why are the people so worked up? Like usually, like you know, Asian people not really mobilizing, but dang, these people mobilize like crazy, right? I saw the people in the street, right, waving the flags and stuff. Why are they? Is the homeless shelter right next to a school or something? I know they get worked up about the kids and stuff.
All right, so
Why
that
are
area,
people
you ever go down
worked
there,
up?
that area, okay, that area is right near a lot of homes. Right behind there, it's a lot of homes. It's a lot of homes. Uh, it's a lot of homes. Then you have, it's a major intersection. It pushes up Kings Highway. Then you have across the street, there's like a supermarket, and then right across the street from that supermarket, there's a Walgreens. So everybody know that to keep it 100%. Everybody know what will happen. Okay, you put a homeless shelter there, right? You build a homeless shelter. The quick way you can get a homeless shelter to be approved and open up is by letting a migrant shelter make sure you get all the migrants in. Now you put single men in that shelter, or you put a family shelter, it's gonna be a problem because right across the street is a supermarket, and there's like a hang you can hang out right down outside there. Then across the street from there is Walgreens.
You
So
know,
what do you think is
and
going to
even
happen? Then
though,
around that, not that far from
yeah,
there's an Ella B. Spumoni Garden. So
and just so you
Ella
know,
B.
I'm actually,
Spumoni
yeah.
Gardens is a popular pizza spot that I've been there with Susan Zwan. I've been there with a few other people in politics. It's a spot that if you want to eat pizza in South Brooklyn, go to LB Spumoni Gardens. Go there, guys. That's a beautiful spot to go eat. Nice, fast food, drinks. They got a little restaurant inside. They have ices and shit like that. They have everything. It's like a fucking old school pizza spot that's located near the shelter. Now, people don't understand what they think is going to happen is the crime rate is going to go high, and the quality of life is going to drop down low. And the reason they know that they don't want this here, and I don't blame them, because once that happens, anything goes left,
So keep going on.
anything goes left, anything go away. I'll talk about let me talk about that when we
I
go.
want to address that. Okay.
Comment
Well,
bills.
before we jump
Anything
onto that other thing, I'm sorry I flashed that for a second, but we'll get back to that in a second. But I do want to just also mention that as someone who's like you know been homeless several times and I have people in the shelter system and stuff like that, I also do right. You might think that oh well, L7's obviously going to support the homeless shelter, right? Well, just so you know, not really. The fact of the matter is that I know there is a shelter like in the Bowery Mission stuff like that that does exist in Soho, but there should be really unfortunately a lot of times the Asian American community, right? Because the real estate is cheap there and other things like that, right? A lot of other, I feel like they're asked to often carry the burden of the, shelters or other things like that. When other communities really, if there's homeless people from the Chinese American community from Bensonhurst, then, I mean, let them serve that particular community. But they're going to ship in people from outside the community into this. And I know the people in the shelter, some of them are more dangerous than people have made it through decades in jail and had, came out clean. And then they went to a shelter and got stabbed. Like there are definite concerns with safety.
Mm-hmm.
And also just so you know, the New York City shelter system is incredibly corrupt. There's a lot of
Yeah.
problems there. So until those things are cleaned up and addressed, I cannot really, recommend putting a shelter in the middle of this community until they clean up their own system. So I think, just want to also support what Christopher Leon Johnson's saying. And I know it might sound weird, right? I am actually quite sympathetic to people that have been homeless. And I technically, in some ways, like, I'm very sympathetic to that group, but I do think that also here's another thing, right? When you dump these people into that community when they don't really speak English, the thing is that there's going to be extra problems and issues that are going to develop, and the people not really thinking about that. So, it's not really. I don't want to go on too long. Okay, so Flavia's brought up an interesting thing, and I do want to actually mention that as well. Very glad to have Christopher Leon Johnson on this. Something about this. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah,
You talk about.
yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, about that organization that's found by his mom. I think that was to honor her son, who's still alive. But yeah, and you're right about that. Nolan Farrell and Reverend Keith Gaston, as well as Dulcie, are working with Councilman Salam. No one is holding Carmen or you for the Saturday criminal law talk. I'll talk about that right
He's
now.
talking
Right?
to me, right?
I know talking about you, but I'll talk about that right now, right? And I made this clear, and I'll make this publicly, right? And I'll make this publicly. I'll make this publicly, right?
Okay.
If you look at the cases of those two, I don't think that those guys will ever get the proper justice they will get. Their cases are under Queens DA Katz, right? Nothing was gonna get done under Brown. Now, was under Katz, it's really tough to really get her to do things. I don't say Katz is corrupt. I think Katz gets a lot of things done as a DA, more than Brown did. But there's a lot of people in the Queens County machine that supports her. So I don't think she's really going to really pull a finger to get those two guys exonerated. When it comes to Sharpton, I don't think he's going to be more big of a help either, because it's just like with him is, he's there. He needs her support, so he wants to sit down with him and shut that. So that's a truth. That's a real truth.
I can mention a couple of things that might be, that might affect it. So one of the things that Nolan Farrell has called out, John Castellano, who's actually a high-ranking law professor, and actually he was part of the, I think he was serving under Brown, and now he's still there under Katz, and I don't think Katz wants to fire her own underlings or hold them responsible, because they're like a part of the bureaucracy that's kind of taking place, kind of like what Project 2025 has in mind, right? It's actually the swamp, as you could say, right? The people that are underneath. So I think she's trying to possibly protect Castellano in somewhat to an extent. Also, the thing is that that might be someone involved. What else about this issue? Oh, so the thing is that it seems like you're right that Sharpton hasn't really addressed it, and there's a certain amount of unhappiness from Farrell and from Reverend Keith Gaston about how their issues not really being brought to the forefront by Sharpton. So the thing is that Yusuf Salam is supposedly creating a little bit more help, but I'm a little bit nervous about this. Just so you know, I believe that Reverend Keith Gaston was pointed to a public safety commission or something like that with Yusuf Salam. So they're giving him some stuff, but I'm also worried that this is an attempt to delay them. They keep delaying justice for these guys from one election cycle to the next. It's been going on for 3 years. He could give them a spot on the public safety board, but once again, isn't that just a distraction? Why aren't we just getting on the exoneration and the compensation? Why aren't we just really going out there and making that happen?
Because it's the way they make money. It's a way, like I said, these people, they know how to make money, keep their boys and gals employed. This is all about making money, and that's it. You learn this. Certain nonprofit leaders will tell you off the record that if they solve their problems, they'll be out of business. So they need to keep this going. They need to keep their little agendas going on. So when it comes to those two, like I understand what they're going through, but it's just sad, like they're mingling with Yusuf Salam out of all people. Yusuf Salam, everybody know that he was part of the crew that assaulted that woman. They didn't rape the girl, but they helped leave her there for dead, and one of the guys came there and raped her. So not one of the Central Park Six, really the so-called exonerated six, but the guy that actually raped her confessed to raping her. He didn't really confess to beating her and raping her. He confessed to raping her. But because how the cops they got the confessions out, the false confessions out of those guys, they lost the whole case. If the cops did it the right way, they probably would have had a case with the aggravated assault and the rioting. But when it came to the rape charges, they had no case with rape. It's just like you knock somebody out, you go on the street and punch somebody in the face, and you walk away, and then 3 minutes later, somebody goes there and rape that person or steals their money. Let's say they catch you for punching that person in the face. Yeah, you might have punched that person in the face. No, there was a sixth person. There was a sixth person that got exonerated 12 years. It's in the paper. It's put six suspect, 6-person Central Park 5, Central Park. Go on YouTube. You'll find it easily. So there was a 6-person, but the media made it only to 5. But it was a lot. It was mainly really 6. They got exonerated, but they only gave the compensation to 5. Yusuf Salam, Corey Wise, Edwin Santana, Raymond Santana. There's other people. Anton McRae and some other cat. But that's what people understand. So, like I said, you could commit a crime, but just because something heinous happened after the fact, and the cops can't find nobody, they could try to implicate you onto that too. It's just like crazy shit. So it's just sad, like I said. But out of all people, we don't know what this is about.
So one of the things is that behind the scenes, where I've been talking with some of the guys over here, and the thing is that we're trying to go to Kamala Harris's office to try to ask for help. And one of the people suggested bringing Yusuf Salam, but I was like, wait a minute, right? Yusuf Salam, like I understand, like where he could get pressed and stuff like that, maybe. But the thing is that he didn't win his race on his own, so he doesn't have his own
He
power.
didn't win it on his own. He did not win that race
They
on his own.
machinated that behind the scenes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Al Taylor gave him that race. Al Taylor gave him all the votes.
Yeah.
That's it. He needed a job.
So he didn't actually win on his own. So the thing is that I'm like, he doesn't have his own true power, because he could be taken out, right? If that support should somehow fall through. So I was like, I would rather go towards maybe like Zelner Myrie or Jamal Bailey, or one of these other more people that have more strength within.
Oh, you was up there. You was up there.
Yeah, I was up there. Yeah.
Exactly. How was it? How was
it? Letitia James was there. I got to eat a barbecue. That was cool. And they took some pictures, but and I was quite interested that they asked, right, Reverend Keith Gadsden to go up there. Like they asked him just out the blue, right? He didn't ask to go there. They actually invited him. So maybe something's gonna come of it, or maybe maybe
Jamal's the county boss. Jamal's the boss, the county boss for the Bronx. So
yeah, I also think that Yusuf Salam, right? He's right now. He has to worry about his own self too, right? So maybe that's another reason why he's doing more work with Reverend Keith Gadsden, Nolan Farrell, or maybe not, or maybe it's behind the scenes controlled by Sharpton, and maybe he's trying. Who knows what's going on, right? What do you think, though, Chris? You're quite knowledgeable about this stuff.
I think he's controlled by Sharpton. The only reason he ended because of Sharpton. What's her name?
But maybe Yusuf Salam will be like, go ahead.
Christopher Richardson Jordan got ran out because of Sharpton. So the plan, I think you heard about this documentary he's having. I think you'll probably see his, when you go National Action Network, you'll probably see a preview. You'll probably see some flyers, shut that of his documentary called Loudmouth, which is nominated for Emmys, recently nominated for I think a few Emmys because of this stuff. But the point of the documentary was to have a groundbreaking ceremony of 145. So 145 is a project that's now about to be back on the land use calendar very soon. But I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be back on the land use calendar. So 145 is a project, is a land development, like a luxury development that was made that will supposed to feature a museum dedicated to Al Sharpton and a bigger National Action Network facility. Their plan was to knock down the old National Action Network that you see on 145th Street and put that on top of, knock it down and build 145 on top of it. And they was going to make a museum dedicated to Al Sharpton and make it expanded National Action Network. Now, Christopher Richardson Jordan ran her campaign on opposing 145. So the week after she got sworn in, oh yeah, he does. He has a unique base. He does have a huge file. He completely converted Muslim. So the week after she rallied against 145, the development project, got a lot of controversy. So she really took it to the grain and called out. People start calling out Sharp and saying like, yeah, he's part of this shit, da da da. And to the point that Manhattan Community Board 10 and the Manhattan Board President opposed the project because the community started complaining, and they knew not to piss off the black base. So when that happened, the Al Sharpton tried to say, "Well, I'm pulling out of this. I had nothing to do with this stuff like that. I had nothing to do with 145, blah blah blah." But it was too late. After that, the developer pulled his application, so everybody thought there was a victory. So what happened after that was Sharpton got pissed off at Kristen and decided to run people against her. So he decided to run Al Taylor, then he decided to run Inez Dinkins, and then finally he decided to run Yusuf Salaam. But when that happened, she got bullied by a lot of people, a lot of the Yembis and a lot of people in the community because she pissed off Sharpton. The sad thing about it is the same people she was trying to appease, they are team stayed down with Sharpton. So when that happened, she got bullied to the point that she wasn't going to run. She completely left in politics. She completely left politics because of stuff. So when it happened, it happens. Like I said, it's sad because she had a lot of potential. Great person, a lot of sweetheart potential, and they ran her out the door. They bullied her out the door. And then when it happened, Yusuf ran, Al ran. Al had all the momentum at the end, gave it to Yusuf Salaam, and that's how he won the race. This is what it is.
So, but don't you think Yusuf Salaam at some points he's not gonna like being under their control all the time. So he's gonna try to start to. He
has to. This guy. He signed that deal, and he had to live with the deal. That's what he gets. I don't feel bad for the guy.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't really, I was thinking that maybe he might want to break free and try to hope. I want to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. So I'm thinking like anything's possible. So I'm still, but you do. I have a lot of respect for your insight. I think 12 Bales also had a lot of new stuff to bring to the table that I didn't really know about. So I appreciate both of you guys. And I'm very grateful to have you to talk to. So all right, cool. Anything else you want to really I'm starting to get tired out myself, but
yeah, I'm about to wind up. I'm about to take a nap. So
yeah,
I'm about nothing else. Thanks for having me on your show, man. Thanks for having me about almost an hour.
Thank you, man. Yo, much respect to you. Things are looking up for you, and you really deserve it, man. And once again, he might not look Asian, but this is definitely a definitive source for Asian American. In some ways, he knows the community better than myself in certain aspects. So definitely appreciate Christopher Leon Johnson. Thank you.
Take care, bro. Thank you everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Take care. All right.
Peace. Thanks, folks. Nice to see you. Also, Jim Angle. All right. See you. Bye.